Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on my channel. I was requested via social media to do a video on diets for athletes, or more specifically, table tennis players. So today's video is going to be a brief overview into the world of sports nutrition. I'm going to be highlighting the three main food groups, sharing some interesting facts, and even tell you a rough estimation of what you as an athlete should probably consume on a daily basis. But why are diets so important in sports? Well, essentially, good diets are vital in any highly demanding sports, as they are what fuels your body and enables you to play at the highest level physically possible. As I personally have no experience nor qualifications in the world of nutrition, I teamed up with nutritionist, graduate and blogger Jenny House in order to make this video possible. So a big thanks to Jenny, as this video really wouldn't be at all viable without her expertise. Jenny herself, in fact, actually recently created a food blog called The House Special, which I must say looks absolutely amazing. Some of the recipes just look absolutely mouth-watering. I can't wait to try some of those out myself. I will personally be heading there for all my future nutritional needs, and so I really do highly recommend you do the same. Okay guys, now we're ready for today's video. Let's get going. So firstly guys, we need to make sure we know about the three main food groups that make up a very good diet. Now these are carbohydrates, proteins and fats. Let's start off with arguably one of the most important foods in your diet, the carbohydrates. Now I just said that carbs are arguably one of the most important foods in good diets, but why is that? Well, the main reason for this is that carbs are actually our body's main source of energy. Now, I personally didn't know this, as I always thought good diets consisted of mainly high levels of protein and much less about carbs. But it's actually correct. After eating and digesting a lot of carbs, your body stores them in the form of glycogen, which then in turn is used during the start of exercise and also during short bursts of exercise. So what happens if you perhaps don't have enough carbs in your diet? Well, in general, it can lead to a whole host of things we most definitely do not want, such as poorer performance, feeling really tired more quickly, and even impact our recovery after training. It seems to be generally recommended that athletes consume some carb-based foods 2 to 3 hours before exercise to help energy stores. It's also suggested that we should eat it immediately after exercise, meaning literally we should consume a carb-based food within 0 to 30 minutes after finishing intensive fitness. This is why Jenny highlighted the importance of bringing healthy snacks along to training sessions and matches, as the time of consumption of food is actually really important in how our body is feeling. But how much carbs should you be consuming on a daily basis? Well, assuming you are doing somewhere between 60 to 150 minutes of exercise per day with medium to high level intensity, you'll probably want to be eating at least around the 450 grams of carbohydrates per day mark. Now though, it's time to move on to protein. Protein is very important in sports, as it can apparently boost glycogen storage, reduce muscle soreness, and even promote muscle repair after a big session. However, what fascinated me the most was that it actually seems that the general population is eating more protein than is actually recommended on a daily basis. Now, if you're an adult who weighs 75 kilograms, for example, and are doing roughly 150 minutes of moderate intensity activity per week, you should be eating somewhere around the 60 grams mark of protein per day. So because of this, it's unlikely you will need to actually increase your protein intake if you are training for 150 minutes per week. However, any more exercise than this and you'll probably need to increase your protein intake. Now finally, let's take a look at fats in our diets. So fats, especially polyunsaturated fats, are really important for the functioning of your brain and eyesight. If you're wondering what foods include higher amounts of polyunsaturated fats, things like walnuts, flax seeds, oily fish like salmon and mackerel are really great to eat. However, polyunsaturated fats aren't the only type of fats that you should be consuming as part of your diet. So monosaturated fats are also good for you, but you can find monounsaturated fats in foods like olive oil, avocados, olives, nuts and seeds, for example. So you should definitely consider adding these foods to your diet. However, not all fats are healthy. So make sure you watch out for saturated fats, which you should try to limit as much as you possibly can. These can be found in fast food products, but also in things like red meat and even in butter. In terms of how much fats you should be consuming in your daily diet, it does seem to be recommended that fat consumption for athletes should be around 25 to 30% of the total calorie intake per day. Now, like any of these guidelines though, they change from person to person. Not everyone eats the same amounts, nor in fact needs the same amounts to provide optimal performance for sports. However, I do personally like these guidelines as they give a rough estimate of what we should perhaps be eating per day and let us then figure out what we like and what works personally for us through some experience. But anyway guys, thank you very much for watching today's video. Do join me again soon as I will be doing another video on some more important facts regarding diets for athletes, which will include things from whether sports drinks should be consumed in high-level sports, to protein supplements and shakes versus high-level protein foods. Once again, a big thank you to Jenny House for making this video possible. Do go follow her blog and Instagram account if you haven't already done that for all of your nutritional needs. I wish you all a really great weekend and see you again on this channel next week.